Alright, let's dive into some painting. Today, I'm tackling the Ancient Dwarven Pillars, a set I designed for immersive gaming environments. These pillars have a bit of history themselves. They were among the first designs I made when I started sculpting for tabletop wargames. Back then, I kept things simple with smooth, untextured pillars. But as 3D printing technology improved, I decided to revisit these classics and add some texture for a more realistic feel. Now, I've created two types of textures, one for resin printers with finer, more subtle designs, and one for PLA printers with a bolder texture that handles the filament printing process better. This set is all about options, and I've even included a free file for a multi-use container. It's great for brushes, dice, or pens. I'm also working on extra accessories like sarcophagi to really flesh out the Dwarven Mind theme. Alright, let's get painting. I'm starting with a black primer, a solid base for the layers to come. First up, a dry brush of uniform gray. I'm working on a PLA printed pillar first, then moving to a resin printed one to compare. Now, I know Army Painter paints can be a bit pricey, so I'm also testing a Deso acrylic gray, only 80 cents a bottle. Let's see how it stacks up. Honestly, there's a difference. The Deso paint is a bit slippery, so it tends to cover the recesses more, but for this layer, it's manageable if you're careful. Next, I'm adding ash gray with a lighter dry brush. Same deal here, testing both Army Painter and the Deso alternative. Can you spot the moment I switched paints? Probably not. Finally, the fun part, Gorgon Hide for that final highlight. This really pulls the textures out and adds a sharp contrast. I even used it on some bases I printed for my goblin army, and it ties everything together beautifully. And that's it. Quick, simple, and super satisfying. These pillars turned out great, and I'm thrilled to have upgraded the design from my old smooth versions. I left all my original dwarf pillars back in Europe, but starting fresh with this quality has been an absolute joy. I'm definitely printing a whole box of these for my games. I might even design a themed game mat to complete the look. Maybe I'll draw it myself. If you're as excited about this as I am, check out the Frontier project for these pillars and more. It's a growing collection, and I'd love your feedback as I expand the Dwarven Mind theme with more models and accessories. Thanks for hanging out, happy painting, and I'll see you in the next one.